Hey, Duval. Hello. I didn't know how to dress today. It's been cold, then it got hot, got cold, wanted to wear a skirt, then it's too cold, so leggings. So anyway, forgive my fashion sense today. Well, thank you. I tried. So, Duval, I've lived here for 10 years, and you still ask me this question: where are you from? And I think it's obvious from my looks. I'm from Missouri. My mom's my mom's Vietnamese. My dad's American, so I'm half and half. But you still want to come up and speak Spanish to me. I get mistaken for Mexican all the time. Even real Mexicans can't tell the difference, which plays in my favor, because if I'm cruising through the neighborhoods and I see a quinceañera family reunion going on, I can slide in there. I get some churros, some chimichangas, and I'm out the door. Yeah, it works. It works in my favor at times. And I understand the confusion because I'm short, I've got dark features, I've got that minivan with the airbrush Virgin Mary on the side. Yeah. So I went to a Mexican restaurant today at lunch, and it was a little bit busy, so I stood up by the register. And this nice family was coming out, and the father comes up to me and said, "I did such a great job taking care of your family." And he hands me some money, and I'm a little bit confused, and then I'm like, "Oh, gracias." And then a nice little lady comes out, and she hands me some money. She said I was the greatest waitress that she's ever had. Gracias. And then I had enough money. I went back to the kitchen. I got my employee discount meal. And that's how I do Taco Tuesday now. Yeah. So the other day when I was driving home, I got so hungry, and I was so excited because I realized I was following a food truck. And because the tailgate said Taco Ma. And then the longer I was following it, I realized, oh, it was a Toyota truck and it was a Tacoma. So that was disappointing. Yeah. Do you ever think about how you would get kidnapped? Because I'm visualizing a dark alley with a white van that says free tacos on the side. But I'd make sure they had the tacos first, because I'm not that stupid. So that's what I think. So, ladies, do you know why guys are smarter after sex? Because they're plugged into a genius. And lucky for my husband, when we first started dating, he was a history major, and then 3 months after we got married, he's got his engineering degree. That's my superpower. Yes. Now, don't forget, it was a woman that took Bill Gates from floppy disk to hard drive. And there was probably some RAM going on there somewhere. So guys, if you're not following along with my jokes, you need to get plugged in. Okay? Yeah. Little Christmas gift. So, my husband does this really annoying thing when we go shopping. I call it sheepdogging, where he's just glued to my back, because he doesn't like to shop, where I'm just like browsing through the aisles. And so to get him distracted, I just point to a crack in the wall and ask him to go look at the structural integrity of it, and if we're safe here, and he runs off. And then he pulls out his graphing calculator. The Asian in me is like, oh my God, that is so hot. You should see us at home when we get frisky. He pulls out his abacus, and then we go work on taxes. It's magical. So, yeah, getting hot just thinking about it. But, so when I am in the store with him, and I don't call it hide and go seek, I just call it engineer foreplay. Yeah, it got me in trouble once because he was walking out the door with another Asian. And I went running after him going, honey, I'm right here. And then the Asian was yelling at me. She was hollering, so I had to pay her the $4 because $4 don't holler. And he just looked at me and looked at her, and he was like, I'm sorry, you all look alike. And Oh, so embarrassing. So we went on vacation with my brother to Hawaii, and there were a lot of Asians over there. And we lost my brother in the park, and my brother looks a little bit like Jackie Chan. So my husband's like, don't worry, I'll find him. So he runs off and he pulls off this Asian guy, and I'm like, that ain't my brother. That looks like Ken Jeong. Go, no. So he runs off, pulls back another Asian. It's like, no, that's more like Margaret Cho, babe. No. So we do not vacation in areas that are populated with a lot of Asians. So no San Francisco, Chinatown, no Asian countries. Too stressful for my husband. Yeah. So my day job is a chiropractor, and when I first started practice, I didn't know how to end my session. So like any good Asian, I just pulled off their shoe and drew a flower on their big toe. And that was taking way too long. But now that I'm more mature and older, I just hand them a fortune cookie on the way out. They're happy with that. Yeah. So sometimes it's really embarrassing because people want to tell you about how they hurt themselves, and sometimes it's a sex injury. And I just don't want those images on my head because they turn into nightmares later for me. So I got one of those Kama Sutra books where it has the positions in it. So whenever they complain of a sex injury, I just hand them the book and they can flip the page and point to the picture. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to deal with the details. So this one little cute old lady came in the other day and she hurt her back. I asked her what happened, and she said it was from having, too much hanky-panky. So I handed her the book, and she was flipping through the pages, and she pointed to the picture, and I go, okay, so you were Crouching Tiger, and he was hiding his dragon. And yeah, sometimes I just want to say, Mom, stop talking. It's just so, it's just too much. I can't handle that. Oh gosh, do not tell my mom in the bedroom. So if I could have any medical condition, Marfan's, what Abe Lincoln had, because I always wanted to be tall, and the only setback would be I couldn't go to any theaters. Yeah, you get it now? Explain it to your friends. So I have been going to the gym, and I have to tell you ladies, there's this awesome piece of equipment you have to try out. It's called a hydro massage chair. Have you seen those? When you sit in it, it hits you in areas that the table doesn't get you, okay? So if my husband and I go to the gym, sometimes I let him watch, but a lot of times it's chair 9, so I call it cloud 9, and yeah, I just reserve it for the whole hour while I'm there. So I was trying to recreate the cloud 9 chair experience for my husband at home. So I blindfolded him, I just, pulled his little sweatband over his eyes, and I took the jump rope and tied his hands to the bedpost. And then I ran to the closet and got one of those red latex water bottles. Remember those? And then I put it on this area and we get a little swishy. Heck of a way to find out he's got a latex allergy. Yeah. But interesting to see how much bigger it can get. And I knew he wasn't working at his full potential. So I was like, what else could he be allergic to? So I started feeding him peanuts, borrowed the neighbor's cat. So he now climaxes with the EpiPen. But I think I'm worth it. Yeah. So I'm quite the procrastinator, and I thought, I'm not going to wait till January this year and start working out. I'm going to go to this cardio boxing gym down the road. And you get these boxing gloves, and you get to kick and punch, and in between you can do like burpees or squats or whatever, and it's timed. So I wore my Under Armour boxer briefs. Then I put my running shorts on, and then, kind of a long t-shirt. And there was this really hot MMA instructor. And halfway through the round, my running shorts started to slide, and you can't pull them on when you got those damn boxing gloves on. So I can't ask him to pull my shorts up. So I started doing some squats, started doing some lunges, went up against the wall, and you know, very embarrassing, very embarrassing. So I gotta be careful what to wear now, because with those boxing gloves, you can't pull them up. So yeah, but just a little advice for you in the future if you plan on doing that. I'll be wearing my leggings probably next time. But that is it for me. Have a great Christmas, and we'll bring Christina out. Have a great day.